Please come in. Hi, hello. I'm Dr. Tran. You can call me Elise. How are you today? Good. I'm very good too, thanks. So, welcome to the sleep clinic. I believe this is your first time here, correct? Yes, okay. Let's get started. Are you comfortable? Okay. So we have your info, but well, we had it. We kind of lost all of our files, so now we're trying to put it all back in the system. So I'm just gonna have to ask you a few questions before we start. Is that okay? Okay. So let me pull out your file. There you go. So can you please give me your name? Okay. And your last name? Okay, thanks. What is your phone number? 0072. Okay. Perfect. You've never come here, right? Yes. I think I would remember you. No, it's just that I have a pretty good memory. I don't forget a face, so I would have been shocked if you were actually regular. Okay, so what is your address? Okay. All right. That's just around the corner, is it? Yes. So basically, let me just explain a few things before we start this test. This whole thing that we're gonna do is to help you fall asleep better, to improve your sleep. Now, this is still research, so we're conducting a few tests on what makes you feel more relaxed, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel comfortable, and then we'll be able to see if you are what fits best for you. I'm really bad at explaining things. As you see, I'm more of an academic person, writing papers and stuff, and I'm quite stressed because yes, it's my first year as a practitioner, so I'm sorry, I really don't want to make you nervous. This is completely counterproductive. So anyway, I'm gonna try a few triggers. We're gonna give you headphones so that you hear these triggers. Oh my god, I'm being so awkward. So here are the earphones that we're gonna plug into this mic that I have here. We're gonna try and see what works for you. We have two kinds of triggers: the audio triggers and the visual triggers. But before we start all that, I need to ask you a few questions regarding your sleep habits. Is that okay with you? Nothing too personal. No, it's all quite personal, but that's the purpose. So let's start. Around what time do you go to sleep on a daily basis? Okay. How long does it take you to fall asleep? Now that the average person, I think it takes 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. Do you suffer from insomnia? I mean, obviously, since you're here, but can you describe your symptoms? Like, obviously, inability to fall asleep, but do you have migraines or something like that? Okay. Okay. How many hours do you sleep per night? Oh yes, that is correct. 8 hours is the right amount of sleep that one should get to be, you know, in good health. Okay. What time do you wake up in the morning? Alright. Before you go to sleep, what do you do? Do you tend to watch TV or, you know, have your phone? Do you stare at the screen for a long time? Okay. Do you wear contact lenses? Okay. Do you drink coffee, and if so, how many cups a day do you drink? Okay. How about tea? Okay. And what else? Sorry, getting lost in my things. What is your occupation? We do need to know that, because if you're working you know, an office job, 9 to 5, sitting at a desk, it's really different. Like your body will be in a much different state than if you're doing a more, you know, physically active work. Okay. Okay. Do you take naps? Well, obviously when you're not working. Okay. Good. Alright, I think that's about it for the questions that I needed to ask you. Now, I'm going to put the computer away and we're going to start with our tests. Before I start, I'm going to do a quick physical exam. I'm just going to be touching your face, feeling your lymph nodes, and seeing your, basically checking your blood flow. If I have your consent, I'm wearing gloves, of course. Okay. Okay, here I go. Everything seems to be in order, nothing to worry. You do have a bit of redness, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. If it's still here within a week, you can see a dermatologist if you're worried. Here it is. I'm going to conduct a quick eye check, vision check. So it's really easy. I'm just going to take this book right here. I'm going to ask you to read the underlined sentences. It's a French book, but it's translated into English, so you'll be able to. I'm just going to cover your eye with this. Left and then right. Let's go. Okay, can you read? Okay, really well. Okay, now the other eye. Okay, read please. Okay, perfect. Lastly, I'm going to be just checking your breathing. Just gonna have a bit of a listen to your chest. So I'm going to ask you to breathe really deeply. Okay, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Perfect, thank you. Okay, earphones, and we're gonna start with the audio triggers. Okay, it's a bit tangled. Okay, let's start. Alright, can you hear well? Okay, we're gonna start fairly simple with what is commonly known as finger flutters. I'm gonna ask you to rate from 1 to 10 how relaxed you are. Okay, so from 1 to 10, how relaxed were you? Okay, very well. Okay, now I'm gonna do some glass tapping. This is actually a really common trigger. People are really relaxed when hearing glass tapping. It's actually my case. Let's start. For the glass tapping, how would you rate that from 1 to 10? Okay, very well. Now we're gonna do some wood tapping. I have here this wooden brush. I'm gonna be tapping on it, playing with it, and see how you react to it. You can close your eyes. Just relax. You'll notice that my voice is quite low. It's all on purpose. We have conducted researches and came to the conclusion that people feel a lot more relaxed when they're being whispered to or soft-spoken to. How would you rate that? Very well. Okay, now we're gonna do a bit of page turning, just rapidly flipping through this book. Let's start. Oh yeah, it's a hot summer. How do you feel? Great. Okay, we're all done with the audio triggers. Now we're gonna do the visual triggers. You can take the earphones off if you want. That's probably better for the sake of our research. So I'm gonna do 3 triggers. I'm gonna do a light trigger. I'm gonna do a face hand movement triggers, and I'm gonna do a face brushing triggers. So we'll start with the light. I'm gonna ask you to follow the light with your eyes. Don't worry, it's not too strong. Okay, let's start. Follow the light. Very well. Okay, very good. How do you feel? Can you rate that from 1 to 10? Okay. And now we're going to do hand movements. That's really relaxing. I'm going to do a bit of plucking and just, don't worry, I'm not going to touch you. It's just a purely visual thing. So let's start. Pluck, pluck, plucking. Fast plucking. Plucking, plucking, plucking. All your worries. Plucking, 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 plucking. Plucking, 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 plucking. Plucking, plucking, plucking. Plucking here, plucking there, plucking here, plucking there. Plucking, plucking, plucking. Just relax. Don't think too hard about anything. You're here to relax. You're here to relax. Plucking, 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 plucking. Plucking and throw. Plucking and throwing. 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 Okay, we're done. How do you feel? Okay. How would you rate that from 1 to 10? Okay. Now we're going to do some face brushing. I'm going to be brushing your face. I'm not going to be brushing your eyes, so you can keep them open. Okay, let's start. Okay, we're all done here. See, it didn't take too long. It was fairly quick. How do you feel? Can you rate that from 1 to 10? Okay, well, this is all recorded, so I'm gonna watch that back and basically run a few more tests, compare your results, compare your grades, and I'll call you back to give you the results as well as some advice for your sleep being retained. Now I'm going to ask you to go back to the waiting room. We have a large collection of books. You've noticed that this clinic is really cozy. It's on purpose. Obviously we want our patients to feel as comfortable as they possibly can. If you want to have a bit of a sleep, which is totally okay because this is going to take me an hour, we actually have private rooms with beds, so you can ask a nurse and have a bit of a nap for free. We also have hot chocolate and tea available if you want to drink something, a few silly magazines as well as great literature. It's really up to you. Just make yourself comfortable, don't think about anything, have a good sleep, and when I'm done with everything, I'll be calling you and I'll be communicating you the results. Is that all okay? Oh, this is actually free because we're still in the research process for other tests of the sort, but yeah, it's absolutely free. Is there anything else that you'd like to know? Okay, great. Well, it was lovely meeting you. I'll be seeing you in a bit. I'll let you go outside and basically tend to your affairs, and I'll see you in a bit.